Welcome to Africa. Some facts about Africa. Africa is the second largest continent in the world. There are 54 countries in Africa. There are over 2,000 different languages spoken in Africa. Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa and the 6th in the world. The hottest desert in the world is in Africa. That is the Sahara Desert. The largest river in Africa is River Congo. The longest river in Africa and in the world is River Nile. The highest mountain in Africa is Mount Kilimanjaro, found in Tanzania. The largest lake in Africa is Lake Victoria, found in East Africa. 1.2 billion people live in Africa. Our earliest ancestors originated from Africa. Most of the world's diamonds come from Africa. And that's the fact. The inland drainage lake in Africa is Lake Chad. The temperate grassland in Africa is the veld, found in South Africa. It's veld, found in South Africa. The highest waterfall in Africa is the Victoria Fall. The largest island in Africa is Madagascar. The largest country, land surface, in Africa is Algeria, with 2.382 million kilometers squared. The smallest and least populated country in Africa is Seychelles. The African country which last gained independence is South Sudan. The capital is Juba. Of course, Juba, that's the capital city of South Sudan. The largest city in Africa is Cairo. Cairo. As an African or whatever, you are supposed to know that the largest city in Africa is Cairo. Point taken home. The most developed country in Africa is the Republic of South Africa, where the country has got electric train and a good business structure, fully and well managed. The most developed country in Africa is the Republic of South Africa. The Rift Valley is found in East Africa. The Lake District is found in East Africa. An important watershed in West Africa is Fouta-Djallon Highland. That's an important watershed in West Africa known as Fouta-Djallon Highland. The chief producer of cocoa in Africa is Cote d'Ivoire. The chief producer of tea in Africa is Kenya, and that's well known. Kenya. Agriculture is the backbone of the country Kenya. Let us just say Africa. The most mountainous part in Africa is East Africa. Botswana is the largest diamond producer in Africa. Diamond is a rich source of mineral. Diamond found in Africa. So Africa is the home of minerals. The deserts in southern Africa are called Namib and Kalahari. The wettest place in Africa is the Buncha, found in Cameroon. The Buncha, found in Cameroon. That's the wettest place in Africa. Botswana is the largest diamond producer in Africa. That one we already know. Fertile places in deserts in Africa are called oases. This is where water is found for watering animals. Okay. And they are very fertile in the desert. The sheep. Okay, this is very important. This is the elephant in the house. The sheep of the dry desert in Africa is called the camel. Many a times, this question is being tested in paper 1. Or can you say paper 2? But in history, this question is always being set or tested in many occasions. The sheep of the dry desert in Africa is called the camel. Last but not least, about Africa. 2 man-made dams in Africa are Akosombo and Kainji Dam. I hope all are mastered about Africa. 2 man-made dams in Africa are Akosombo Dam and the Kainji Dam. Thank you. Let's meet on our next lesson to discuss about the Africa. I love Africa.